Well, poor old Aurora and poor old Delta, it seems that every single week something's coming out about them that doesn't paint them in such a wonderful light. There is a pair of leaked surveys showing significant number of Delta workers are concerned about safety and the attitude of health and safety towards them being the workers in that industry, in the Delta Aurora group. Dominic George, we'll go through some of the numbers very shortly, but the power polls is what we're talking about with these guys for the last few weeks, and now we're finding out that the people who are working there
dissatisfaction,
an alarmingly large percentage, according to the report, are pretty unhappy about their own personal safety as well.
Yeah, I wonder about these the sort of internal surveys. I sort of wonder whether or not these things can sort of snowball and be an element of discontent in a workplace, and that can sort of have that snowball effect. On the other hand, you also wonder, well, is there something in it? If so many people are so, because often employees are reluctant to give what they honestly think about something in a survey, if you know what I mean.
So I think you're right. No, you've got some people who will just be difficult in a survey because they want to be difficult.
Because they want to be difficult, yeah.
But if the good thing that's happened from this report, well, they probably didn't want it to get out, but the good thing to read it is they've compared this report to all the reports across New Zealand for all businesses. So the overall satisfaction rate is 49%, right? That's satisfaction with the health and safety, etc.
Sure.
Now that's compared to an average of 58% across all New Zealand organisations.
So it's down.
So it's down, but like, you still kind of go, well, it's 9%. It's not that big a difference.
Yeah.
Now these words are from the report written by Delta about the survey. So these are their words, whoever filled that report out, right? This is what it said, and this is acknowledging the 9% difference. We think not too big a deal. They think, quote, the difference of 9% is significant and indicates that employees of Delta are generally less positive than their peers in other New Zealand organisations.
That's an interesting comment.
So they're saying that the 9% dissatisfaction difference is significant
in their own words. They are calling it significant. So then you move on and you have a look. And again, Gary Johnson here, the Delta spokesperson, who says in Q4, Pat, the areas that have improved include managers' recognition. This is talking from before to now. The reward of good safety performance and staff confidence to challenge processes about safety. So what Gary Johnson is effectively saying is, look, we acknowledge that they may not be 100% happy, but we have certainly taken steps to address it up until this point.
He's saying, as a spokesperson for Delta, we're tracking in the right direction.
We're tracking in the right, that's exactly what he's saying.
Because he goes on to say, because often you'll know in a workplace, and I'm sure we've all been in them, where staff turnover is high, that's often indicative of a bad workplace. If you work in a place that has a 30-40% turnover, it's a really bad sign. So this is what LC says. Let's look to quote number 5 there. Our staff turnover is between 8 and 10% a year, and the average time to fill a vacancy is 29 days. Both indicators are considered healthy. So it's interesting. They haven't come back saying, nah, completely wrong. He's come back saying the movement is in the right direction. And actually, if you look at that across the board is not too bad. Now, my thing, I would actually question one thing about that, because in this current economy, depending on where people are, Dunedin, and there are sometimes difficult getting jobs, one of the indicators that you have a low staff turnover could be that there's just nowhere else to go, so you put up with the crap. It also could be one of the indicators that you fill jobs quickly is because people are desperate for work. Now, I'm not saying that is the case.
No, but they are potential.
They are also other reasons.
You know, the interesting thing about this whole story for me, because then you've got the whistleblower aspect. So someone's obviously leaked the surveys. You've had a couple of other employees come out in support of someone who's sort of effectively blowing the whistle here, to use that term. It's one of those really interesting ones where I'm not quite... The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle of what both sides are saying here. And you can kind of see that. I mean, you get very myopic, don't you, in your view? And if you're the employer, then you're looking to protect the company, the interests. If you're the employee, well then, you're looking to at least secure your job or have a good, decent working environment. The interesting thing as well, though, is that in terms of this, is Aurora and Delta, though, they cannot get themselves out of the headlines for all the wrong reasons at the moment.
So let's just very quickly have a look at Q6, and this is some more of the leaked information, specifically from the research. They found out that in the 2014 survey, overall satisfaction stood at 49%, and the 2016 survey, overall satisfaction took at 52%, tracking in the right direction. Detailed 2014 results showed health and safety was amongst the worst performing areas. 61% of staff believe managers were committed to keeping health and keeping staff safe. Now that's compared to across the board of 82%, so there's a significant drop there again. So if 9% is considered a difference, then surely 21% is considered.
That's a big difference. Yeah.
46% of Dunedin staff who work in the department which does hands-on work for Maintenance Network believe managers responded in a timely manner to the health and safety issues compared with an average of 75.
That's
so there's
massive.
a 30%.
That's a massive discrepancy, isn't it?
All right, so that's it for this. There's another point there, but I'm sure you read it off the screen quicker than I got around to it. So Aurora and Delta, we don't want to paint them in a bad light for the sake of painting them in a bad light, but as you say, it does seem a time at the moment where they can't seem to buy a good headline.
Exactly.